So, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. If you are here, it's probably because you are a parent, and I invited you to watch this video. My name is Michelle Reyes. I am a field underwriter with Symmetry Financial Group, and I am a real estate broker associate with eXp Realty. So the reason that I'm here today is to share with you a very powerful policy for your child. So I'm going to give 3 sample illustrations. So the product that I'm showing you today is a product from FNG, and it's called an Index Universal Life. You can watch, I have a video specifically on that. Today I'm actually covering part 2 of the part 1 video. So the part 2 has to do with the structuring. The structuring is everything on the policy. So I have 3 policies on my screen right now, and there's one common thing. It's $100 a month to the age of 65, and there's 3 ways that you can structure it. So I'm getting to that right now. So first option here on the bottom is for 51,000, a face amount starting at 51,000. To my top right, it's a face amount starting at 148,000, and all the way top left, face amount 378,000. So this is a 2-year-old child. Now the question is, as a parent, what do you care about most? So right here, 3 options: 51,000, 148,000, or 378. So it's all in the design, and it depends on what the parent goals are. So in the first scenario, what's the most powerful thing is that once you put your child in this policy at 2 years old, the death benefit will start out at 378,000. And if your kid develops some type of illness like asthma or whatever might happen in your child's life, they don't have to be re-rated. This is guaranteed for their life, and it actually increases later on in their life. Okay. In the second scenario, the death benefit starts increasing right away. So the 3 scenarios again: 51,000, 148,000, or 378. When I think of those 3 numbers, and I think of like a kid going from like 2 years old to 21 years old, the chance that they're gonna get a illness that's gonna kill them probably won't happen. But is it possible that they're in some kind of crazy accident and that tragedy strikes? So in the bottom example, the parent would get $51,000, and that would probably take care of half of that would be the funeral. And I would think if a parent lost a child, they'll need like a long time to grieve. So in scenario number 2, they're starting with a 148,000 off the top with an increasing death benefit. So something did happen. I'm going to 21 years old. That actually increases to 187,000, and so on and so on. I'm going to go now to the 378,000. Again, the power in the 8 is that a lot of things could happen, and this is guaranteed that if something did happen to them, they're starting out with the face amount of 378. And the other 2 illustrations, with the 148, if something happened to that individual, is 148,000, like, which is a parent grieving, which number would you prefer to have? So that's something to keep in mind, and the fact that you're guaranteeing that they have that number for life. So now we're going to go and look at policy, first 10 years of life with the policy. So there we are, first 10 years. Okay. And we have one here. So on the top left, you put in, and after 10 years, you put in $12,000. And after 10 years, there's an account value all the way on the right column of $10,323. In this chart, this one doesn't have a lot of accumulation on the front end, because you're fixing it for the back ends. And what I mean by that is when this policy is done, a lot of parents, when they do it, it's like setting up their family for long-term legacy gains. So the idea is that at 21 years old, we're gonna go to 21 years old, you've put in $24,000. In this particular scenario, it's worth $32,000. So the money's actually grown $12,000, and you had a significant death benefit of 378,000. And the other scenario, I'm gonna go to 21 years old here, and we're gonna look at these numbers. So at the age of 21, you got 35,000 there, so a bigger increase than the first scenario, but you have the lower death benefit of 183,000. So now we're gonna go to the last scenario here at 21 years old. This one has the least death benefit of, and it's 93,000 that I grew to, but it doesn't have good accumulation growth. You put 24,000 in, it's worth 37,000. So in this scenario, at 21 years old, what are things that usually happen at 21 years old? Usually college, marriage, first car. So in any of these three scenarios, you have seed money to take care of those expenses, and you could borrow from the account, and it doesn't change the cash value. So, and that's very, very, very powerful.